Hello Virgo, thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main read, I'm using The Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan with illustrations by Mark Evans. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm using the Angel's Answers Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Redley Valentine. I'm going to do the relationship part first, and then the single second, and I put in the oracle cards as it feels necessary. Them? Okay, we're going to do them first. Okay. Ironically, I'm not sure if we're done here. I don't know if I want to put these down. We'll come back to them if necessary. It feels like the bottom card wants to go somewhere. Here. Okay. Cards are popping out. Good? No? Yes. Okay. 2 cards face down. As I was shuffling, I don't know if I said it yet, but I was feeling that you're on the edge. What does that mean is a good question. Because I feel like you're on the edge. It was as I was putting them out, I kept getting it. Virgo on the edge. On the edge of what is the question. So, the first card I'm drawn to is what's keeping the situation where it is, which is the Hanged Man on your side. So, this is... I'm getting other... Well, when you see the whole thing, I think it'll make more sense, but I feel like when you're on the edge, you're like standing there. It's like on the edge of a... I don't want to call it a cliff, but it's like on the edge of like moving forward, or kind of like you're at the edge of a water slide. Once you step into this water slide and start going down, it's pretty much a done deal. It's just going to run its course. But with the Hanged Man, I do feel like you're standing like at the edge here. It's like at the top of a water slide. You can change your mind. But it's also like the same thing. You walked all the way up to the top of this thing and you're just kind of like, I didn't walk all the way up this just to change my mind, but you're kind of like, I could. And I'm not sure if I want to. That's the feeling we're starting with. Now, it's keeping the situation where it is. It's making it stagnant. I'm noticing also, though, on the other side, there's the Cup of Love here for your partner. Ace of Cups. I feel like that's why you're not making this step, because your partner is very much expressing how they love you, and you're feeling that, and you're valuing that. But whatever the situation is, whatever's going on here, that is what's holding you where it is. That's why you're not going down this slide. Now, my question is, because a lot of times it seems cut and dry what the situation is. You have a decision to make. I feel this very strongly on your side. So if this is resonating with you, you have some form of decision to make. And I don't want to just jump to the obvious, because I feel like with all the people that watch this, there's definitely different angles to this. But the decision is definitely going to strongly impact your relationship with your partner. Strongly. So whatever it is, if it's some type of business thing where you're going to be taken away from your partner, or if it could be, I'm not really getting a breakup very strongly. For a few of you, I guess that could hit. But if that's hitting for you, you're already in that mode now. Like, if it's a breakup, you're considering that. If it's a business thing, like it's already affecting you. Like, this isn't like new information. I'm feeling like there's a lot of business angles here. Like, something is going to take up a lot of your time. And that's kind of what I'm really going through. This is going to definitely take you away from your partner in some respect, and it's going to affect your relationship. Your partner does not want you to do this. I'm getting like some adversity with that, or at the very least, if you haven't told your partner about what you need to do, you're very much aware that this is going to impact them to a degree that they're not going to be happy about it. Or they're at least, you know, they may not have a fit about it, but you know they're not going to be happy about the outcome. It's not going to be a good time. It's not something they'd say, yeah, go ahead, leave me in the dust. They wouldn't say that. So this is where we're starting. Some decision you have to make that's going to affect this relationship very strongly, and you're at the top of that water slide. You haven't committed to it yet, but you're at a spot where you're like, I've walked up this whole thing, this whole apparatus, and now I just, if I walk back down, like, I'm actually setting myself behind, like, where am I going to go if I don't go down this slide? Like, what am I going to do in this situation? All right. Now, this seems to accompany the same time. You're waiting it out, you got history. So whatever's going on here, you've been to this point before. You've been to this point before one way or another. And you're kind of waiting it out to see more pieces fall into place. Because I feel like you're kind of waiting it out for that reason. On the other side, again, I got the Ace of Cups, but I also have the Ten of Cups. Your partner, overjoyed, extremely happy. There's a face down card. The face down card is Page of Pentacles. They're feeling like this situation isn't going to change. They're very passively going along with it. That's what I'm getting with this Page of Pentacles. But they expect it to keep going in the direction it's going. They don't expect a change. They're not expecting it at all. I feel like they might have other ideas about what's going on. Like the interactions you're having, the level of involvement you have in their life right now, they're thinking that's going to continue going forward. And they have ideas about spending more time with you, how they're going to spend this time with you. I don't feel like they see it coming at all. They don't see you, I don't know, even if you've talked about it, they're not seeing it as a reality. They're not seeing it as actually affecting their lives in the way that you are actually seeing this as a reality and knowing how much this is going to impact your relationship with this person. Okay. Now, I'm drawn to these next cards, which is in your spiritual sense. Five of Cups and the Five of Wands. There's a very strong 5 energy here for you. Is it like 5 weeks or 5 months? 5 something. Like there's a 5 coming forward here. You're expecting something like there's a 5 an element here. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm more pulled towards the cards than going towards the meaning of the 5. But I feel like that would make more sense to you if this is hitting with you. Every now and then the information that I usually am privy to, like with the numbers, it's just like it's just not getting there. It's just not there. I feel like sometimes 5 is unbalanced, but sometimes it's like a spinning feel to me too. But right now, it's not the number that's the strongest. What I'm getting here is that you're worried about a fight. I'm not sure a fight's going to actually happen, because in truth, the way these came out was the 5 of Cups was forward, but the 5 of Wands, that's a fight, that's an argument, that's, conflict. There's a lot of mental conflict here for you because you're realizing what this is going to do. But I feel like it's catch-22 feeling. Passing up this decision, you're going to be very unhappy with that. Going forward with this decision, different reasons you're going to be unhappy with that. Like there's a catch-20. It feels like catch-22 is why we're seeing these in your spiritual aspect, because it's like left or right, you're going to have to deal with something that you don't want to, because it's just unfavorable. It just seems like either way you go, there's good and bad. Either direction you go. That seems to be where you are, but I'm also seeing the Wheel of the Year is getting closer for you. Like you're feeling this way. It's moving from the Temperance and it's moving into the Wheel of the Year, which is usually the Wheel of Fortune in a lot of decks. But as this moves forward, I feel like, especially since it's the Wheel of the Year in this deck, it's saying this decision is coming. It can't be avoided. By not making a decision, that's making a decision. Like, by not making a decision that you're letting this moment pass you by, that's making a decision. So there's no way you're going to get around it. Like, either you let the opportunity pass you by and you stay where you are, which I feel like that's kind of like walking down the stairs of the slide, not going down the slide, or you're going to step over on the slide and take the plunge. So either way, because like you can't, like, it's basically the opportunity is going to pass, is what the short answer is. So it's kind of like if you just stand at the top of that slide, the slide's going to close. So you're not going to have an option to go down after a while. So you're just going to be standing at the top here, which you just have to walk down anyway. But you know what I mean? The opportunity's going to pass. You're either going to take it or you're not. Okay. But I'm seeing this come forward, and I'm noticing on your partner side they have the Tower, which strongly suggests you're going to take this opportunity. Strongly suggests it. At the very least, the opportunity passes by and you acknowledge it, which causes its own upset with your partner, but I feel like it's very rare. I feel like most of you are going to take this option, and that throws your partner into a kind of a chaos. The tower comes down. You know how that goes, hopefully. Maybe you don't. Basically, when the tower hits, it's complete devastation, and you have to build up from the new. It's usually for the better. It's like cleaning out a wound. It's very painful, but it heals correctly afterwards. I'll leave it at that. I don't feel like I need to overdo that card right now for whatever reason. And I'm noticing as that it seems like that sets off also these two new cards here on your partner side, the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords. They tell you exactly what they feel about that. Whatever the situation is, the Tower especially, I feel like that energy from the Tower, I want to say the word kinetic energy from the Tower, they let you know exactly how they feel about that. Excuse me. And the conflict here might come forward a little bit that way. But I feel like it's more like receiving energy, and I don't know. I just feel like they're unhappy with it, and it comes across that way. That's kind of how I'm feeling it. But it seems more like shock, because I don't feel like they realize the reality of this decision. Because I'm not getting like a violent, angry energy. I'm just getting like a shocked, upset energy, if that makes a difference to you. Like, it's not like, ugh. It's kind of like, oh my God, and just like venting how they feel about it. Especially with the love they have coming towards you, they're not happy about it. I'm very strong with that. Now, before, I did have one card face down here. Queen of Swords, one of the future cards, has the Eight of Pentacles backing it up, but it's face down like this, so you can't really see it. So in other words, they're venting. They're letting you know how they feel about that, but they are also looking for ways around it. They're definitely looking for ways around it. The decision you're doing, I feel like you know the decision much more than they understand it. And it might be only because you're not exactly letting them know too much. But on the limited information they have, they are looking for ways around it. I feel like you should be aware of that, because that could cause other hiccups if they don't understand. Like, they're trying to find ways around it, but these possibilities they're thinking are there might not be a reality because of other things in the situation that you know about that they don't know about. Okay. I don't feel like we need to dwell on that. I feel like that might fall flat as it is. Especially since it's face down. I don't know if that'll come to fruition. It might be just something they're thinking about trying to get through the situation. And you might see this come through in how they're venting about other ways they could handle things, and wonder why, because there might be some sideway comments that you're not really understanding why they're saying what they're saying, but they're trying to think of ways around the situation that they're seeing as openings to change the outcome, but you know the actual situation, so you're not seeing it that way, because you're like, that's not a possibility, so you're not seeing it the same way. I don't know. I feel like they might say things to you, and you might be like, that makes no sense. But they don't realize that because they don't know the situation the way you know the situation. I hope that makes sense. Because you're going to hear things. I feel like they're going to say things, and you're going to be like, that's left field. That makes no sense. There's no merit to that. But the reason they're saying these things is because the way they're viewing the situation, they don't understand it the way you do. So to them, it is an option. So I hope that maybe that'll clear something up going forward. I feel like that's a big piece of this. All right. Now, right here, where you're standing, you do have the Ten of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is going forward with the plans. Ten of Pentacles, you're feeling very safe and secure with the choice you've made. This is about the choice you've made, especially since it's Pentacles. It's more financially based, it's more directional based. Like, you made a decision on the direction you're going at this point, And you're going forward with that, and you're feeling very secure with that decision. I don't know what I'm feeling in my ear. I hope there's nothing on me. Having a minute. Okay. So you're feeling secure with that, but I'm also noticing you have the Eight of Cups here. You're going towards this opportunity. Definitely going. Whatever this is doing to the relationship, you're handling that, but I feel like you're more reacting to the reality of the situation. You're more reacting to like what's going to happen in the future, what's actually going to happen. I feel like the emotional side you're kind of shutting off from for a moment, because I just feel like you're at a spot where there's nothing. You feel like there's nothing you could do about that part of it. See, the emotional side, it feels like you're kind of shutting it down or like stepping away from it for a while, because there's nothing you can do about it. And it's kind of a stalemate feel there. When it comes to the actual decision, you're secure, you're moving forward, things are going ahead. When it comes to the emotional side of this relationship, I feel like you're kind of stepping out for a second and you're relaxing from the stress of it. And I'm also thinking that because I feel like your partner is coming very strongly about how they feel still. But I'm noticing this card is connecting you, the Four of Swords. Each side is very, very strong in where they stand, and neither side is budging. So I feel like you're just concentrating on where you're going, where this decision is taking you. Your partners, I feel like they're trying to change the situation, but again, I'm getting that feeling like they don't understand the reality of what is going on here, and they're pushing forth ideas that don't really have merit, but they don't understand the situation the way you understand the situation, so they don't realize that their options don't really have merit here, that it's not going to work that way. And I don't feel like I feel like you might try to explain it here and there, but you get a lot of pushback, so you just kind of let it die out on its own. I don't feel like you're causing a big situation about it, but you know it. You see this a lot more. Like, they don't understand the situation like you understand the situation. That's for sure. So, and they keep coming back and they're fighting back, trying to change things. And they come from this place of love because they don't want this to happen. But you know what's actually happening here, and this decision's already been made. You're stable with that decision. You're moving forward. So it is happening. You have told them about what's going on. You have made the decision. And now you're just kind of waiting it out. Now you're in a different type of waiting period. Like, you're waiting it out and going forward with things as necessary. And I feel like even though they're pushing forward trying to change the situation, it's to no avail. It's not changing anything. You've already made your decision, and now it's just kind of like hunkering down and weathering the storm as your partner realizes this is going to happen. I don't know if this is... I'm looking at this and I'm like, what type of... Like, if I was coming across this at this point... I feel like the whole thing for this reading is for you to have that perspective, to realize they don't have any idea. They don't understand it to the level you do. Because I feel like you might get lost in that and be a little confused about some of the reactions or responses you get from your partner. But I feel like they're thinking there's possibilities there that don't exist. But you understand the situation beyond what they do. You're very deep in it. And that's why. And I feel like that's like the explanation about why they keep pushing. Because at some point you might be like, why do they keep pushing? I already made my decision. I'm not going to change my mind. But they're thinking there's a degree of manipulation or change they can create here to bring it back to what they want that doesn't really exist, but they don't know that. They don't see the situation the way you do, and I feel like that's the whole thing with this. Anything else with this? Done? I feel like that's it. Okay. Let's go on to Virgo singles and see what we have for Virgo singles. It seems like the relationships are usually quite detailed reads. They usually go on for a while, I notice. It's not very... once in a while I get a simple one that comes through and it's just like cut and dry. Each side understands the other. It's all good. It doesn't seem like it's very common though. But I guess, you know, as far as like romantic relationships go, I guess that's usually a usual thing. Some people are fortunate and they have a cut and dry and just kind of, this is what it is, that's what that is, but it doesn't seem like that's common. Now let's do Virgo single. Virgo single. Empowering information for Virgo single. Alright, Virgo single. Three spots of cards here. They're double. I wanted to pick them up. I got the no right off the bat, so I won't pick those up. My first inclination is to go to the environment. You have two cards here. Top card is the Knight of Wands, but the bottom card is the Five of Pentacles. I'm getting like this is somebody coming at you like they have all these great things, but in truth they don't have much. Somebody's coming at you strong and hard here. Like they have the world. They really have a lot of interest. They're coming through very strongly. But when it comes right down to it, they really don't, there's nothing to stand on here. Now, I'm kind of torn where I want to go next, but I'm going to go here. We got Timmy the Tower going on. I don't know why I want to use the word Timmy the Tower, but I'm getting like this situation. This person coming at you. Like this person's, I feel like they're just causing upset. But something is good of this, because the tower always gives a gift. It does destroy everything, and it destroys, like the tower falls, but it leaves you a whole new spot to build from. It gives you a stronger foundation, helps you learn from the past. I always look at the tower as like it leaves a gift. It does bring destruction, but it leaves a gift behind. And I feel like this is kind of the situation here. I don't know, I understand why we're talking about it. I feel like there's some type of gift here. The gift situation seems to be really strong, and I'm not sure why that's coming through. I almost feel like that's the way this person's coming in. Like they're something about the way they're coming at you, it leaves some type of benefit in your life. Something. Which makes me wonder. Some of you might have to worry about a pregnancy. So there's some type of lasting gift, which view that the way you want to. You're standing in the spot of the King of the Pentacles. You're very grounded and secure about where you stand with this person already. Excuse me. Now I'm getting like I'm waiting to see if like this is gonna pass, because sometimes the energy blocks certain areas. So like, and now I'm not like feeling like discomfort in my throat, but I am feeling like I can't get the words out in some respect. So it makes me wonder what's going on with this. I wonder, are you more taking a quiet seat to this and just kind of watching and receiving as it comes forward? Because I'm feeling like maybe that was, because it's gone now. I'm wondering, well, we'll see. If it comes back when I come back to that card, we'll know. Could be just I was choking. It happens. But sometimes those things come through purposefully, but we'll find out. Your thoughts are with the Knight of Cups and with the Karma card, which is also known as the Judgment card in a lot of decks. Now, the Tower, Major Arcana. Karma card, Major Arcana. Knight of Cups, not Major Arcana, but usually very strong, especially when it's coupled with a Major Arcana. This is your thoughts. You want something to go forward. You're feeling for this person. You got feelings there. But that Tower, it makes me feel like the reason you get involved with this, and you put these pieces together I've shown you, because you have a very strong, it's at the very least a physical connection, but I think there's more to it than that. It seems a little deeper than that. It seems like it's been going on for a while, especially when you look at your history with the Seven of Wands. This is somebody you may have been holding back, because you're like, I feel like you might know their pattern, and you're just not trusting it. Especially when I look at the Wands here. And it feels like you're realizing that this is a very strong possibility. But you might have a little warped look at it, and you're like, what if this is the one time that this person chooses somebody and sticks with them? Or whatever. Or maybe this is the one time they won't cheat. Or maybe this is the one time they'll stick in one place. You know, I feel like whatever the problem is, you've seen it with this person. You've seen it. I feel like you've seen it, and you've been holding off from it. But I'm getting, again, when the Tower crushes down, it leaves a gift. So I feel like you're going forward with something because you're optimistic, though. I feel like you realize you're headed towards this Tower in a sense, or that's a very strong very strong possibility that that's where you're going to end up, but like the Four of Wands at the bottom here, you want, I don't know, I feel like you want to take the risk. You're feeling it's worth the risk. Now, I'm getting the Ten of Pentacles with the Knight of Swords in your center here. You're enjoying the time with this person. You are. I feel like you're very much into them. Very. And you want this to happen. You would like this to be true. You would really, you really, really would. The Knight of Swords. I feel like this is saying this is coming. The Knight of Swords, the Knight of Wands. They seem to be conducive energies in this situation. Offer comes through. They come through quickly, but I have to remind you, the Five of Pentacles is right behind it. It's an empty offer. I feel like it's an empty offer. Like, I don't know if this person is just like talking just off the cuff and doesn't realize that it's an empty offer, or just realizes it and just wants to get what they want to get. But I'm getting it's an empty offer. I really do. The High Priest. In the future, I feel like whatever this is, the gift that the Tower leaves, however that happens, I feel like you're realizing that. You're seeing the good with the bad. Whatever happened to move this forward, I don't feel like you're shocked. I really don't. Especially since whatever you saw in the past, while you were holding off the situation, I feel like that came forward, and you were not shocked. You were not shocked. It feels like you're not shocked about it. The High Priest takes the good. High Priestess, excuse me, takes the good and the bad. She looks at it. She takes it in. She accepts each side for what it is, and she just moves forward with what she's garnered from it. In this situation, I really feel like she's just like, you know what? I knew this was a possibility. I'm not going to destroy myself over it. That's really the strong energy there, which is ironic too, because I see the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. Again, whatever the gift was this Tower left behind, you're moving on from this situation with this person. You do care about this person, but you're seeing it for what it is, and you're very happy with what was left behind. The gift of this Tower for some of you, I do want to say, is putting it to rest. I feel like this person has been around you for a while. You have liked them for a while, but you kept off from it because you knew it didn't really have any longevity to it. You really didn't believe it was going to go anywhere. It would just end up being a short-lived, happy moment. And it went on for so long, you're like, you know what, let me just give into it, because that'll end this situation, that'll make this person move on, so you do. And it ends it. Like, it seems to end. For some reason, you seem very happy, because whatever the gift the Tower left behind, that's this. That's the Knight of Pentacles. You're happy. And you move on. Like, I don't feel like you're shocked. When this doesn't really work out, because I don't feel like this works out, because there's the person coming towards you, it's an empty offer. They really don't have anything to give. But they come towards you, and they offer it, and you go for it. But I feel like you're more on page. You realize what this is about, and you're like, you know what? It solved it. It solved the situation. Going forward, letting it happen finished it off. And I feel like you were in this mental state before you got into it. You're not surprised where it ended up. And done is done. And now it's time to move on. And I feel like you're happy because you're like, all right, now I can move on from this situation. I'm not going to be pushing back these advances anymore, because now that this person got what they wanted, and it was clear that they didn't have a leg to stand on, it's over. It's done. Done is done. Very interesting reading. All right, so I feel like we're good there. So I feel like you're fine with it. I feel like it's good. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up here. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.